If you are joining us on YouTube, you're tuning in to the Nothing New Under the Sun podcast. I'm gonna switch it over to the host. I'm the producer, so I just switched it on. So I ain't tell him. You can go back to host.
All right, all right. Well, you already got the intro. Nothing new under the sun. This is episode 6. Glad to be back here again. Bring you another episode of Timeless Wisdom. Okay. Uh, I'm your host, T Squared, and
It's
that's
your
our
man,
producer.
God baby.
And this is the space where we bridge the eternal and the everyday, spiritual and the physical, scripture and universal law. Because under the sun, there is nothing new, only wisdom waiting to be remembered. All right, so we're going to do a recap of the first 5 episodes for anybody who might have missed previous episodes. Going to get you up to speed real quick. So before we step in today's principle, which is going to be the law of coherence and the power and alignment, we're going to take a moment to recap the journey so far. All right. So episode 1, we began with the identity crisis, right? It's one of the greatest things that we must overcome in this world. It isn't war or it isn't money. It's forgetting who we are. And when we remembered, once we remember that you are one with God, we are one with the universe, things can begin to shift. Episode 2, we explored the law of resonance, which simply says you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Life meets you at your frequency. Episode 3, we moved into the law of reflection, which is where your outer world is a mirror of your inner state. So life doesn't lie, it only reflects. Episode 4, we uncovered the law of choice. Every decision collapses possibility into reality. So choice is authorship, and God invites us to choose life. Episode 5, we studied the law of reciprocity. What you sow, you reap. What you give returns multiplied. Life runs on loops of giving and receiving, input and output. And now, that brings us to episode 6, which takes us to the next layer, the law of coherence. This principle says only what is unified within can stand strong without. In cryonics, coherence is clarity. Clarity equals speed. In the Hermetic wisdom, unity of vibration produces power. That's why it's now in the Bible. Let's go here.
Mm.
A double minded man is unstable in all his ways. That's James chapter 1, verse 8. And then in Matthew chapter 6, verse 22, it says, if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So coherence is when your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions are all in harmony. When you believe one thing but feel another, or say one thing and do another, you create distortion.
Mm.
And that distortion blocks creation.
Mm.
But when you align all parts of yourself, mind, heart, body, with divine design, your life gains tremendous power and clarity. So let's break that part down for a second here. Breaking it down.
Mm.
The
Yes.
distortion and the blocks that we create when we think one thing and do another, or say one thing and do another, or believe one thing and feel another. Like it's going against our higher self and what it knows about us to be true. That's why we feel that uncomfortable feeling in our gut. Doesn't feel right. Something feels off. Or we feel like we don't have enough information to move forward on it, so we second guess or won't do what we initially got nudged on doing. It's blocking your manifestation. So being of a double mind isn't the way to be. You got to pick a side. Can't sit on the fence.
The universe be spitting, bro. Cold-blooded.
Always.
Cold-blooded. Just be talking right to you in the middle of it, right? Whatever you going through, the universe will call you right on. I'll call you right out on it, right? It's amazing. It's an amazing thing. That's crazy. Continue.
And it's not to make you feel bad. It's just to let you know that you're not in alignment with your true desire.
Well, it's to stop, just to get you to stop lying to yourself about feeling bad already. So a lot of that distortion that we often experience is from our relationships, wanting to do something, be something, or provide something else for somebody else. All right. So when that action of when you believe one thing but feel another, or you say one thing and then do another, you create distortion. Relationships sometimes are that compromise that we look for within each other causes that distortion. And just being of the single mind and having the ability to focus in on when you align all parts of yourself, your mind, your heart, your body, your life gains power and clarity. And so often, just as communal, as relationship driven people, a lot of that power is given away. And so that's where, again, as we making this evolution towards sharing this knowledge, we kind of got people right with their identity. We got them to look in the mirror. Now the reality of it is all right. So what may be some of the things that are causing that distortion? And it's coming from inside you, but it's your attachment to those things outside of you to still provide validation, to give you that support, to give you that what you need. But that's that distortion field, right? Or that coherence that's necessary for manifestation is of a singular mind executing from a singular space.
We real choppy. I'm not sure if it sounds like that on your end, but it sounds like that on mine.
I'm choppy to you too?
Yeah, you choppy to me.
Oh, you was a little choppy to me, but it says it'd be uploading at a faster speed, so it might not be that bad. Let me check mine. My internet been acting up too, man. I'm gonna sue all these mother. I'm opening up cases on all you mother. I'm supposed to be getting high speed internet. But girl, I'm sorry. I'm speaking from my own personal shit, right?
That's all we can speak from. So that's all right. Go ahead.
Well, it just that not so a part of the experience is that coherence is well, we talked about resonance, maintaining the focus and the attention. But what is it? Coherence is when your thoughts, emotions, and your actions are in harmony. And so a lot of our actions in the real world are influenced by our obligations. This goes even further to like jobs, right? To things that you don't agree with, right? Like when you believe one thing but feel another, or when you say one thing but do another. You say like I want to live free, but then you go to work every day and you don't feel free. That a part of that is just detaching from all of those things that no longer serve you towards what you really want to become.
Entirely. Got to be willing to let some of that go to make sure you're in alignment. There's a lot of times we, like you said, we put that power out on other things. So we're trying to line other things up on the outside. Like it might work for a little while for you, where you feel like you
Mhm.
maneuver in it and you are controlling it. But there comes a time when we hit a spot that always makes us go back to like, oh God, please help me. But that's always been the case the entire time. You just thought that you were out here freelancing and doing it on all on your own. So once you come into alignment with all those things, the clarity, the power, the confidence, it all begins to soar. So let's break it down a little further. So that inner agreement, right? So imagine three horses pulling the cart, right? But all in different directions. Like you won't move very far. You won't move far at all. So that's what happens when your mind, your heart, and your body are in conflict. Like it doesn't know which way to go. So coherence is when all three move as one. That's unity. Now, as far as the scriptural witness, the Bible warns us against double-mindedness and praises singleness of vision. So you can't want something then be like, oh man, I don't think I'm gonna get it. Because guess what? Whatever you say is true. Jesus himself modeled coherence. Not my will, but thine will be done.
Mhm.
His inner agreement gave him strength. That's trust in the universe and God. Trust in the divine. And the fruit of coherence. When you can get all these things in alignment with one another, the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions, that manifestation accelerates. Confusion lifts and energy flows. There's nothing blocking the flow of love and unconditional love and energy that God wants to send to you. The universe wants to provide you. The universe doesn't want to see you do bad. That's not it's not here to punish you or
Mhm.
anything like that. It's all love. And you got to see it as such. You'll be hung up a lot less.
Right.
You'll be able to move forward and traverse through different things that you have to face on a day to day. When really you come to realize all the other principles we were talking about, you're just facing yourself
Yeah.
and staying
It's
in alignment with that
of you,
understanding.
of your true identity, of your I am. There's so much of our lives that we project into to somebody else's hand. You're talking about the mind, the body, and the spirit. That alignment. That's your identity. That's what you're showing up as every day. What you think about yourself, what you feel about yourself, and then how you are acting in the physical world. But not being honest, not being present. Right? There are things that aren't in alignment with what you think and feel. You don't think that you are supposed to go to work every day. You don't think that. You think that you were made to do something else. So when you go to work, there's a lack of coherence of what you truly want. And not saying that you should quit your job, but that you should spend your time that you do have building the things that you want that is in coherence of that how you want to feel about yourself, how you want to think about yourself, and then you acting in that way. When you are operating in coherence, right? That is the stabilization. That's the manifestation. Coherence is
Hmm.
proof of the existence. Resonance is what's required to create the existence. Coherence is the maintaining of the experience. And so you living in the identity in mind, body, and spirit is the coherence of the I am experience that I am. And I'm doing that, and I'm feeling that way, and I'm thinking that way about me. And if anything doesn't align with that, I don't adjust my I am to accommodate for that. I'm living in my I am. I am that I am, and it's the definiteness and it's the ability to live inside of your own space. And I think about space. Space, none of space manifested until it was definite that it was all of it. And then all of it, space never folded because it remained definite that it was all of it. So like you can't know and then go like, well, like no, maybe like because you can be you could be being something and then like folding yourself. Like you could be in the middle of like, well, I'm not really an actor. You are in the middle of practicing a play. Why would you say that about your? I'm not a writer. You post on social media your words that you write every day. Why would you say that? You aren't maintaining the coherence of the I am experience based on something outside of you. So that's the power of that coherence, is that it is the lived experience. That is the you maintain the resonance and coherence is produced. The coherence is the proof of the experiment. Like if you just get resonance and it's not maintained, right? Like these things can be but the coherence is the continual, and it's operating and it's an agreement, right? So you have the resonance and coherence to produce the effect, and that's your I am, the thought of you, the desire you, and the focus. It's always that thought law of three. You got to focus your attention. That's your spirit, right? That's your energy on the possibility of being and on the expressed desire and living in that in the present moment. That is the coherence of the mind, body, and the spirit.
That's right. Yeah, so it can be. It's a takes time to maintain and cultivate that connection. So you might have to throw a couple yets in there, like I'm not there yet. But yet means yearning, evolutionary transformation. That means you're still becoming.
Growth mindset, baby. The universal mindset. Shout out to Carol Dweck, right? That's one of my favorite books, Mindset. But she talks about the power of yet. What was the acronym you just said?
It just came to my mind. Yearning, evolutionary transformation.
Yearning, evolutionary transformation.
Yet.
Yes.
So you that means you're still working on it. You're still becoming that which it is.
Say it one more time. Look, I'm gonna write that down. That's how you know that was impactful.
Yearning, evolutionary transformation.
Evolutionary. That might wind up on the shirt, brother. Transformation.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. But I'm still working on it.
That's always. I'm always yearning evolutionary transformation. That's my constant state of being. Yeah. Damn, I like that. Y'all just got YET. Y'all yeah, I got it. Cause then it's gonna be yet, and then I'm gonna have the letters coming down, so it's gonna be YET, and then
hey, that's the first one.
And then,
put your orders in because it's coming.
Yearning. Yeah, hold on. All right, I might because now I'm about to carry. We were all right. We can cut that out. Go to Canva. I need yet shirts. So we gotta do one YET, right? And then I want to do Y.
Beautiful. See, this is the unfolding that we speak of.
Yeah, I like that.
When two or more gathered,
there will I be. I'm about to go make nigga. I'm gonna have a yet shirt on tomorrow.
There I am. Right. When two or more gathered, there I am. And things like this just flow. Ideas, creativity. It's open.
It's open. Yeah, no, it's there. I do got to get in alignment and coherence. I'm not being completely honest with myself or with situations in my life. As much as I'm trying to do things, I'm doing it more so for other people than I am for me. And I like this conversation, whether it makes it to it or whatever. It's not that like they not doing what's necessary. It's just it's not true to what I feel at this moment to be focusing my energy on. right? And it's just like it's not. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not in alignment. So
Yeah,
whatever.
it's all right. You know what I mean? And we that's always say you don't have to be like hard on yourself about it because once you're aware, you can start making some different moves. Yeah, there's always the feelings
Hmm.
that you will have to maneuver through, but it's 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 all for your highest good.
1,000%. I think, and that's perfect, right? Because the next part was the how do you practice the law of coherence, uh,
Right.
right? And getting into that, and it's in that's it goes to that same process that we talk about: the aware, choose, act. Ask
Hmm.
yourself, how do I think and feel about me, right? Choose, is this how how I want to think and feel about myself, and then act. And then it says in this, right? Like, ask yourself, do my thoughts and emotions or actions agree with who I am, or am I pulled in different directions? Right. And the
Right.
ability to self-reflect, that is the
Hmm.
power. The ability to self-reflect on yourself and be honest is one of the highest orders of consciousness that there is. That is the first order of consciousness, self-reflection. And the giving you, like you just said, don't beat yourself up, but accept and recognize that you are always in that state of yet yearning,
Hmm.
evolutionary transformations, and it is the becoming, right? That is the journey. So whatever you are fearing of losing, whatever you are sad about losing, it is only from a perspective of lack of understanding of what is to become.
Right. Because we can't see it, but it's coming. You got to
Yeah,
let go of what's there for it to come and replace what is there. So
it's
you don't want to
already.
hold on to what's there because it's already here. You have to make space for it. So you
that,
let go of what has already manifested for something new to manifest.
and that's because they already exist at the same time. That
Hmm.
they just can't exist. That you can't serve two masters.
It
You
can't
can't
be in the
serve two
same
I
place at
ams.
the same time, right?
The old you and the new you can't exist in the same place.
Hmm.
It's only one of you. So you're either going to have to be you in this, and you in your the new you in your old environment, or you're going to be the old you in your old environment,
That's it.
or you can be the
Yep.
old you in your new environment. But until you the new you in the new environment,
Hmm.
that's when change, and that's you being conscious and aware of, where am I? Is that really where I want to be, and having the choice to choose internally to be that.
And if you pay attention to especially how you feel, because that's the emotions is the power. So like building a life is a lot more important than building a house. So you don't want to be all loose with your emotions because you feel those times and those instances when you're not in alignment. You feel it immediately,
Mm-hmm.
but we ignore it, dismiss it, like it's for something else. But now that was your sign, that was your signal, that was your nudge, that was your hey,
Right.
this this not quite in alignment with who we are here in the core. Hey, hey, but we might go along with it anyway. We do that enough times, it'll become uncomfortable enough that we will change it.
Right. Yeah.
So that the next one on the practical how to practice law of coherence. First, check your alignment. Choose singleness. There's so much that we want to do and like accomplish every day. But each morning, if you set one clear intention, so like today, I choose peace. Period. So no matter what, in every interaction, everything you do, you choose peace. You stub your toe, you choose peace. You stuck at the red light, you choose peace. You get cut off, you choose peace. Then let that thought, word, and action, all your actions, they got to line up with that. And that whole day, nothing but peace.
Yes. Yes. And I think it's even more powerful, right? To say each morning choose singleness, each morning choose self, right? Choose to focus on you and what you choose and your
Hmm.
state of being. I choose peace. As an I am, it is your choice to exist as any I am. So if you
Hmm.
choose the I am, in the morning, you are taking authority of your day. And then from there, it's just about let your thought, word, and action line up. The thought is the
Mhm.
possibility of being that at peace. The word is the manifested expression of the desire and the idea to know that, right?
Mhm.
Thought is manifestation in its first infinite in its infantile state. You could write it out, but the any form of expression that requires the thought of I am peace, and then the expression, the outward expression, outwardly desired, like forced out. I am that peace expressed somewhere. I say it, I write it, I move. It's
Mhm.
affirmed in this reality, and that is the choice that you have, and it's through self. I'm choosing every morning to focus on me and what I am and how I'm showing up, and that's the power.
That's it. And you realize you don't have to go to work on the economy. You don't have to go to work on your partner. You only have to go to work on yourself.
Damn. Yeah, yeah,
Heal
yes.
the fragments. That's the next thing in the practice of law of coherence. Healing the fragments. If you feel torn, bring the pieces into prayer or meditation. Speak aloud. I unify myself in God's design. That's that part of surrendering and what to say, give your cast your cares to the Lord. Like
It's, yeah, allow or
you,
trust,
you
be, exist, right? Like, and that's really that again, that goes into yourself. If you feel torn, bring the pieces into prayer and meditation. That's all internal. It is for you
mhm.
to resolve that internally and trusting in who you truly are, right? Like
Because the
prayer,
universe
meditate.
speaks in silence.
It's just, yeah, but it's
It
through
doesn't
you.
speak in a
It's
lot of noise.
yeah.
You have to be able to hear guidance through the noise. Sometimes you
And
got to cut the noise. So to be able to get clear guidance, clear direction, clear clarity, clear
I
coherence,
what do you say?
you
I
have to
unify
cut,
myself.
right? You have to cut out all the noise, all the distractions, and unify yourself. So remember, just mixed intentions produce mixed results. You got to be, if that's the plan, that's the plan. This
Hmm.
plan A, B, C. Nah, we roll with it. Each thing produces a different seed of possibilities. So to plan this and plan this and plan that, whoa, you're getting a little ahead of yourself. Now I get it, we can do it, but don't be so caught up on what it looks like
Hmm.
because the possibilities are infinite.
Hmm.
You may only be able to think of just a few.
That's it.
Keep your mind open. So in closing, again, like all the other principles that we went over, the law of coherence is not new. From scripture to universal law, the truth still echoes. Division creates weakness. We know that. Unity creates power. Unity, right? Togetherness. What is it? What's the saying? Uh, I had it, but it's slipping. But it'll come back to me probably by the end of this. So this week, bring yourself into agreement. Okay. Unify your mind. Clear your mind, your heart, and your body. Make your eyes single and your purpose clear. Because when you live in coherence, you move with the power of God. It's always there. And you're always asking, just not trusting. So begin to trust more. Trust yourself, if anything.
I am because you are. You are protected, you are guarded. Your I am is your gift from God that says you are present in existence and you are protected as an existence. You will be,
Hmm.
and it is your free will choice to exist and be that which you want to be. what you desire to be, what you deem possible for yourself to be, if you can focus your attention on it. But it is through your focus on you, not on the external, not on the assistance, not on the validation that comes, but from the embodied and experience of all that you are, which is the awareness of being, the thought of being, and the desire to be expressed. And when you can focus your singular awareness of being on a singular possibility of being that you deeply desire to be, it is your authority to define yourself as that. I am.
And it's beautiful. This has been another episode of Nothing New Under the Sun. Okay. I'm your host, T Squared, reminding you God and you are one. The universe and you are one. Remember who you are. Peace.
Peace.